I can't believe that I just did that. I just filmed a whole video. And I didn't press play. I'm so stupid. Well, anyways, hello and welcome to another video. Right now I have talked myself heated. I don't know if you can say that, but I feel like I'm in a good and talkative mood, so might as well try and film the exact same video a second time before I'm gonna talk about the books that I really want to read this summer, or at least hopefully read this summer. I also want to address one little video that I think is like, you're crazy, Larry, you are crazy. I don't know if you can see my struggle, but I can't really handle any sort of compliments. They overwhelm me, so I just thank you, Larry. There's just one tiny thing that I want to address. I am not German. You want to start some beef with me?
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole.
Just kidding. No, honestly, that happens quite a lot, actually. I think that people get a bit confused about the fact that I do speak, like, German is my mother tongue, but I consider myself being Austrian. So let's get to it. Let's get to the TBR. From this point on, I will be only talking about books that I want to read this summer. So summer is basically my time to shine at reading. There are a couple of weeks each year in summer that I just completely take off to do nothing but reading, basically because university falls flat in that time. So this year I kind of felt drawn to some bigger books, so I will see how that goes. As well as with every TBR, I guess from now on this is going to be like a potential list, so it's not going to be too long, but definitely books that I can see myself reading. And the first one that I want to kind of read is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky.
Stephen Chbosky.
You heard it. And generally spoken, I think that at least the people that I followed were not really fond of it. I will see for myself. I was a fan, to be honest, of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I really liked that book. So when I found out that the author actually, you know, wrote a horror book, which is like one of my most favorite genres, I simply had to get it. And I hope that my high expectations, because I do have high expectations for this book, will not be disappointed. The second book that I would really like to get around reading is Baracoon, which is an interview with the lost American slave. And to know that there's like this conversation with a time witness about a very horrible dark time in our worldly history. That is precious, to have somebody's thoughts and feelings of a time, from that time, actually being captured. I feel like I could learn a lot through this, and you know, like I'm not the best person to speak on the topic of racism at all. I am like a white European girl. Also, you know, it's a bit of a precarious thing. I have to be careful with what I'm saying, not that, you know, I don't want to hold back thoughts that are explicitly racist, but sometimes during a learning process, you maybe are still at the verge of not grasping something fully, and then maybe end up saying something ignorant or insensitive. And I want to prevent that while simultaneously trying to learn as much about the topic as I can. So that's why I'm telling you that I'm going to read it, or that is on my TBR for the summer. But I also want to disclaim that I am probably not the best person to hear thoughts from on anti-racist books and books about racism. But I do deem it very important. Europe is so quick to judge and to brush off like racism off their shoulders when we have a lot of racism. And it's so hypocritical to just think of it as if it was just an American issue. No. Okay, let's just move on because I don't need to get very serious and emotional twice a video. It's enough that I am doing that like with every video as it seems right now. So the next book that I have on my TBR list for the summer is Call Me By Your Name by André Aciman. It's a love story between two men, boys, young adults. One of them I think is not quite 18 yet and the other person is in their early 20s if I've recalled it correctly. It plays in Italy, which is normally associated for me with summer, at least with heat, because it is in the south and it gets really hot there. Although I am not really the greatest romance lover, I still can't help but kind of be intrigued by the atmosphere. Something about that calls me. Maybe that's intuition, maybe that is wishful thinking. Who knows? Okay, next, I want to read Helter, Skelter, and we're back into the big books again. This one is a kind of crime report, like a really detailed description of the Manson murders, and I bought it like 2 years ago when this Quentin Tarantino movie came out, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing, where I was just really interested in what had happened because I didn't know anything about it, I guess, and I just wanted to know what was going on, so I bought this nice little, I always want to say biography, it's not a biography. And well, since then I only managed to read like 74 pages or something. I wanted to try and pick it up once again and see how far I would come and maybe even try to finish it. Yeah, that is my ultimate goal, to finish the book. And then my last book that I have, like, I sort of am really excited to read in the summer for some reason, is Anger is an Energy by Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten. If you don't know who that is the lead singer of the Sex Pistols. When I saw this biography written by himself in like my local bookstore shelves, I simply had to get it. There was no way that I wasn't going to read it. I think though it's been a while since I got it. I think I must have been like 19 or 20 when I bought it, and then I started to read it, but I noticed that the thoughts in this book were very scattered, very chaotic, all over the place. It was like ADD somehow, like he was jumping from one thought to the next unrelated thought. It was hard to follow, but somehow I feel like this time this could be the perfect read for me in this summer. I have a feeling that it's not going to be too great, but I'm still kind of hoping for enough of an entertainment to get through the pages. So that was a little chill chat. Thank you so much for that. Let me know what your summer reading plans will be and leave me some thoughts. I love to read them. I will see you at another time in another video.
Stay here. I'll be back.